I'm Janet, one of the student leaders, and I'll be leading today. So, how many are here for the first time? Okay, there's a few. Okay, let me explain the practice we're going to do this morning. First of all, just to review our posture, we always try to meditate, whether you're in a cushion or a chair. Meditate with good posture, the spine as straight and as comfortable as possible. And one of the purposes, there's actually two purposes for having the spine straight. First, it just helps us to be more comfortable sitting down for a long time. If our spine is straight, if not, then we get a backache and we want to stop what we're doing. So that's one purpose, but also because it helps the flow of energy through your body. And there's a certain flow that goes through the spine up to the top of the head. So we want to make sure that that channel is flowing freely. We also like to tuck in our chin just a little, and this also helps with the alignment of the spine and the flow of energy. And of course, if you're sitting on a chair, try to keep your feet on the floor. If you're on a cushion, just cross your legs in the most comfortable position for you. We usually have our hands on our thighs. And we, in our lineage, we like to meditate with our eyes open. And the reason being, it helps us to, what we're doing in meditation is cultivating attention. If we have our eyes open, and we do throughout the day, we keep that cultivation of attention with us more easily. Of course, if you're new to meditation and you find it too distracting to have the eyes open, you can have your eyes closed. If you have your eyes open, just keep a soft glaze in front of you, about 3 feet in front of you, and just you don't have to concentrate on looking at anything. And the practice we're going to do is observing our breath. Like I mentioned before, what we're doing in this meditation is cultivating attention, mindfulness. And observing our breath is really a very easy and gentle way of doing that. When we observe our breath, we really shouldn't think of it as observing our breath. We should think of it as feeling our breath, as being one with our breath, as feeling as though we're breathing ourselves in and breathing ourselves out. Some people, when they do this, they like to observe how the breath feels at a certain place in their body, for example, in a chakra. Sometimes we meditate observing the breath as it flows through a chakra that is 3 finger width below your navel and 3 finger width deep within the body. And this is a very central chakra in our system. Or there's another method. You can meditate on observing how your breath goes in and out, especially at the exhale. As you exhale, how the breath leaves through your nose and as it goes into the space around you. And it's sort of a practice to do it like that because you can observe, or you can think of, as you exhale, you're exhaling all the fixations and negativity that you want out of your mind and out of your system. And it's also very relaxing and very, it's a very gentle way of doing it. Now, as we do this, and as we try to keep our concentration or our feeling on our breath, you're going to notice that thoughts are going to come. And sometimes you'll run away with those thoughts. You'll get lost in those thoughts. And then you realize it. When you realize it, just gently pull yourself back. Go to the breath. Do not judge yourself. Do not be critical. What we're trying to do when we develop mindfulness and the cultivation of attention, we're trying to be present. We're trying to be present to what is happening around us. In this instance, we keep the object of our meditation, the breath. But we also, at the same time we do this, we also do not want to judge or criticize whatever is happening. So just gently pull yourself back and don't worry about it. And actually, if you notice that you've lost your concentration, you're doing it right. It's right. And just go back to the breath. We're going to do this for a few minutes. I don't have the bell. But we're going to do this for a few... Can you get me? We're going to do this for a few minutes, and at certain intervals, we're going to chant a sacred syllable. And the syllable is the syllable hung. This is what the syllable looks like in Tibetan. But it's not important to remember what it looks like. We just want to feel the vibration of the chant go through our body and be one with that chant. This syllable represents the enlightened mind, so you can think of it as it's sort of clarifying your mind as you say the chant. And we're going to do it, each person will do it at their own pace. And eventually it will just die down by itself. We'll do it just for a few seconds, each person at their own pace. And then we'll go back to observing our breath. So it should last about 20 minutes. And after that, I'll give a short talk about something else. So let us begin. Observe the breath. If you see that you've lost concentration on the breath, if you see that you're lost in thought, say to yourself, thinking, thinking, go back to the breath. Let us chant Hung. Go back to observing the breath. If you lose your attention, just say thinking, thinking. Go back to the breath. Let us chant home. Go back to observing the breath. Let's chant Hum one more time. Go back to the breath. This practice that we did is a practice that was given to us by Atsun Rinpoche, which is one of our teachers. Actually, it's one of Ann and Harvey's teachers, and he has come here to Houston in the past to give us teachings. And it's a practice that you can take home with you and practice on your own. If you're new to meditation, it's good to do it in short intervals of, let's say, 5 or 10 minutes at a time. And if you're not, well, you can do it as long as you want, as long as it's comfortable. I'd like to talk a little bit more about meditation and what we about mindfulness in general. Now, in this practice that we did, we were observing our breath, and we use the breath as our object of meditation. But actually, you can use just about anything in your experience as the object of your meditation. One could be emotions. Now, emotions are, it could be a bit problematic, especially if you're new to meditation. So I wouldn't advise anyone that is new to meditation to meditate on emotions. But there is a time, if you keep on practicing, you can encounter emotions in your meditation. They can spring up very easily, like all our thoughts spring up. And a lot of times there's like a honeymoon period when you're just starting out in meditation. You feel the effects of peacefulness and serenity, but then you can encounter these emotions, and just in dealing with in daily life. Now there is a way to work with those emotions, but like I said before, if you're new, leave it till later. One of the ways is to when you see that an emotion is being triggered, you'll notice that there's a small gap where there's a sort of space in between. You either follow that emotion or you drop the storyline. By that I mean, emotions can be defined as energy mixed in with thought. The energy of daily living, of the dynamic energies of life come into with your thoughts, and then it creates an emotion. Could be anger, fear, hatred, depression, sadness, grief. But there is a way to just drop the thoughts, drop the storyline that comes with that emotion, and just concentrate or feel the emotion. Feel the motion in your body. Don't try to repress the emotion. If you're meditating and you're observing your breath, don't go back to observing your breath and think that everything will be okay, at least during that period that you're meditating. But just hold that emotion within you. Now, what you can do, and the easiest way to remain centered, is to, as you breathe, feel like you're breathing in that emotion. And as you breathe in that emotion, you start to sort of realize that there are many, many people, or just about everyone, that has felt or is feeling or will feel in the future that emotion. You breathe in that emotion. You feel like you're breathing in the emotion of everyone in the world. And then you hold it, you exhale, but you don't exhale the emotion, you hold it within you. You feel that emotion in your body. You feel what part of your body that emotion is most felt within. You breathe in the emotion, and you'll see eventually that emotion is going to change. It can change into another emotion, or it can just dissipate. It can go into the spaciousness that you're encountering as you meditate. And really, when we meditate, we are really opening ourselves up to a certain spaciousness that exists within us and also exists without us. Out of us. And this is really what we're trying to touch into. Now, you're going to encounter, you can also meditate on other senses. It doesn't have to be your breath. You can meditate on what you're seeing in front of you, on an object that you're seeing in front of you. You can meditate on a sound. You can put music on and meditate to that sound that you're hearing. You can meditate to smell. You can meditate to the sensation of touch, whatever you're touching, whatever your body is touching. And you can also meditate on taste. And as you do this, the reason why you would want to do this is because in our daily lives, of course, we're always sensing everything around us, but we're always labeling things. But when we meditate, we don't want to label, we don't want to follow a storyline. We want to just feel whatever it is that we're encountering, whether it's an emotion, whether it's a sensation of any kind. We want to feel it and let it flow within you, and then open yourself up to the openness, but at the same time realize that everything that we feel and that we sense and that we even think, everything is really very changeable. It doesn't last. It's impermanent. So we get used to this idea that there's a lot of impermanence and change in our life. And this is something that meditate can help us with, because a lot of times we think of life as a struggle. We think of life as, well, we have to get everything in control, and we get fixated on certain beliefs that we have. But meditation sort of helps us to dissolve that, those fixations, those habits that we have, those fixated habits. They begin to dissolve through meditation, through the cultivation of mindfulness. And as I said before, one of the most important qualities of mindfulness is that you do not criticize and you do not have just judgment. And what this does is, first of all, it helps us to develop equanimity. We no longer label things as good, bad, wrong, right. Everything is equal. Everything is just what it is. And as we do that, we also develop compassion. We develop compassion because we realize, first through our emotions, that everyone feels these emotions that we are feeling. And as we are no longer labeling people, then it's much more easier to just have empathy and compassion towards everything we encounter. And so we give up this idea of struggle in our lives. We also start feeling less fixated in our beliefs, because at the same time that we are doing this, we are no longer, we find that, what we perceived before may not be really reality. Reality may be different from what we had been, creating in our lives. So as this happens, there's a sense of, we start to sense groundlessness in our lives, but it's not like the rug is being pulled out from under you, because meditation lets you get to this point in a very gentle and non-aggressive way. And as we do this, we also gain what is called wisdom. So we realize that meditation, especially Buddhist meditation, will lead us to that sense of wisdom, openness, compassion, what the Buddhists say as bodhicitta. And bodhicitta could be translated, bodhi is awakening, and citta is the heart-mind. So what we're really doing is opening the heart-mind. And as we do that, we become more compassionate human beings. So this is really the purpose and the ultimate benefit of mindfulness and meditation. And of course, if you want to reap those benefits, you have to practice. Set us a daily practice for yourself. Also, meditate with a group of people that are doing the same thing. That's why we are here. And you'll be able to benefit from all the good things that meditation has to offer. So we're going to have a break now, and we do have some snacks in the back and water, and if you need to go to the bathroom, there's a restroom behind the partition. You may speak during this break, but if you want to remain silent, that's perfectly okay. So we'll take about a 5 or 7 minute break, and we'll come back for the last practice. Thank you. If you haven't signed in, it's a good opportunity to sign in. We also have a book that's going around where we put the names of people we'd like to dedicate our practice to, so you can do it at this time. One person missing. Okay, there's still somebody. Okay, we're going to do our last practice, and this is a practice that's it's a much shorter one, but kind of similar to the first practice in that we're going to chant a sacred syllable. This time we're going to chant the syllable Ah. This is the syllable. Ah is a very sacred syllable in our lineage and in Tibetan Buddhism. Very powerful. And what we really want to do in this practice is share whatever merit we've accumulated with other beings. Everything in Tibetan Buddhism is done for the benefit of others. So this is a way of us manifesting that. What we're going to do, we're going to chant Ah 3 different times, and we're only going to chant it once each time. And as we chant it, we're going to do a visualization. I'll let you know what the visualization is at that time. And so at first we're going to just go back to observing our breath for a minute or two just to settle down, and then we'll do the visualization and chant. the first time we chant Ah, we're going to visualize a white orb at our heart. This white orb contains all the blessings, the good, everything that is pure, spiritual, is contained in this white light. And as we chant Ah, the white light will spread throughout our body. It will go to each cell in our body, and our whole body will be filled with white light. The second time we chant Ah, we'll visualize this white light going to each person in this room. Each person will receive white light, and each person will send white light. The whole room will be filled with white light. Now we will visualize the white light spreading throughout the city, throughout the country, throughout the world, through all the universe, to all living beings. Okay, well, we always close with a dedication. So if you have this sheet where it says dedication, first I'll read the names that are in the book, and then we'll say dedication and aspiration. Katie Faulkner, Chad and Katie, passengers on lost Malaysian flight. Dorothy and Alex, Joshua Philippus, Naomi, Sarah, Martha, Ellen and family, Alexander, Eleanor Day, Mena, I don't know, Anne Marie, Nayo, Rebecca, Hans, Ruth and Bardo, Allegra, Urs and family, Luisa, Janie, Phil, Joseph, and Eric. By this good may I swiftly once become a great guru, Lead all beings, everyone, to reach to that very ground. May all beings always have happiness and its causes. May all beings always be free of pain and its causes. For as long as space abides, as long as the world remains, just so long may I be there, resolving all beings' pain. Okay, I'd like to mention a couple of activities we will be having in Dod Mountain. And in April, the beginning of April, we're going to have a retreat that is open to everyone. And this will be on Saturday, April 5th from 10 to 5:30, and Sunday, April 6th from 10 to 4. The retreat will be, it's called the Deep Wisdom Ocean, and it is based on a practice that was given to us by Adzon Rinpoche. And this is a new practice. We have not had it here before. And it's good for everyone, whether you're just beginning or whether you're a seasoned practitioner and part of our Sangha. Everyone should come. It will be given by Anne and Harvey. And it will also be broadcast so that the distance people can participate. You can either register now or later, at the day of the retreat if you're coming here. If you're distance, you have to do it before. So that will be a very interesting and very worthwhile retreat. And then we have our usual series that's given by, this series is given by Harvey. He is one of our, of the co-founders of Dawn Mountain, and is his wife. Anne right now is on retreat, but she will be back at the beginning of April. And the series that Harvey is giving is called Changing for Good. Harvey is a psychotherapist, and he's also a Tibetan scholar. So he's really very knowledgeable on, how to incorporate Buddhism into our lives, but also how to deal with the Western way of doing things. So, how to deal with ourselves within both contexts. But this series is really how we can change ourselves, because this is something that is not easy for us. It could be, losing weight, not smoking, or it could be just meditating. You have to meditate on a daily basis. So it's really it's really quite interesting. And if you haven't started, it's not too late. You can register and see our past broadcasts that have been done already on the series, or you can just come to each session, and each session alone is like a class, and you'll benefit from it. I'd like to also mention we do have, besides Sunday meditation, we have Practice Tuesdays that's open, and it's also another time to get together and just practice, do whatever practice you're working on. So, the series, the teaching series, what we call Teachings Thursdays, is the first and third Tuesday of each month. And then our practice Tuesdays would be the second and fourth Tuesday of every month. Now, the teaching series begins at 9 and begins at 7 in the evening and ends at 9. But the practice Tuesdays is from 6:30 to around 7:45. So you have to keep that in mind. Is there any other?
Happy
Yes.
Sunday, and just I wanted to say, If you like what we are doing, or start to like what we are doing and like to support us, please see that we can continue going ahead with our programs. We have donation baskets here and there.
Yes, and also you might consider also becoming a member of Down Mountain. Since a membership has, it has certain benefits. Of course, it's there to really help us support and maintain Down Mountain, but it does have benefits to it. You have discounts in purchasing in the bookstore. You get discounts on our retreats, and also you can see all the teaching Tuesday series for free, and you have access to all our broadcasts. So that's something to consider. Also, if you haven't, be sure to register with us if you're new and you would like to leave your email address so we can send you emails of our activities.
There's one more special Saturday LoSar meditation.
Oh, yes.
Next weekend on Saturday at 11 a.m. Claire will lead meditation. The LoSar is the Tibetan New Year celebration, and it doesn't conclude until next Sunday, so we still have a week more to accumulate lots of merit.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes, because it's the tradition. Whatever practice you do during this period is very powerful. It's sort of like, 1,000 times what it would be if you do it on another time. So yeah, we always like to offer as much practice at that time. And well, thank you for coming, and hope to see you again. Thank you.